Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first episode of this untitled series I'm doing, which is basically a complete rip-off of the Weekly Slap and Sisyphus 55. Anyways, I'm doing it because I wanted to do it, and who is really there to stop me? Anyway, before I get into the episode, there should be an email on screen because inbox. I can do inbox episodes, which is like free content basically. Send whatever you really want. Send questions, send things for me to read out. Send whatever you want. But things I can talk about on the videos would be great, because I don't want to work for content. What? Why would I work for content when you can just give it to me? Anyway, this episode is going to be about the absurd. So, recently, I've been doing a lot of shit. I've had a lot of shit happening. So I've got my A-levels, and then on top of all of that, I've got my social life that I have to try and balance, well, you know, the remnants of a social life. I'm out of work recently. Not because I got fired or anything. The place I work at is just shut for a bit. But I'll be back. On top of all of that, I'm learning how to drive. Got my driving test literally coming up in a couple days. And then content-wise, I've got to do music, which I have really stopped doing recently. And I've got YouTube videos. I'm trying to get at least one bit of content out a month. So there's a lot of stuff. And I was sitting in my history class the other day, learning about Horatio Nelson. And I was just thinking to myself, I was like, God, what is the point? What is the fucking point to all of this? Because the point of my A-levels is I go to uni. The point of my uni is to get a good job. And then the point of my job is to get money. And then the point of money is what? It can buy me things. Why do I want things? Because it makes me happy? Why does it make me happy? There's no reason. There is no reason for me to do any of this process. And it can be very draining once you come to this realization. It's not great. It's really not great. But there's one French man who would say otherwise. He would say that realizing all of this is great. And this is called the absurd. No, this man is called Albert Camus. What I'm describing is the absurd. So Albert Camus says in the myth of Sisyphus, he said, man stands face to face with the irrational. He feels within him his longing for happiness and reason. The absurd is born of this confrontation between the human need and the unreasonable silence of the world. If you stare up into space and you beg whatever god or deity you believe in, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get a response. You ask anyone, you're not going to get a satisfying response. You are Sisyphus. Now, the myth of Sisyphus is about this guy who cheated death by like chaining up the god of death or something. Anyway, he just fucked around with the gods. And what he had to do is he had to push this boulder up the hill. And every time he gets to the top of the hill, it rolls all the way back down. That is you. It is a meaningless task, and it will go on for the rest of your life. You're always going to be pushing that boulder. What Albert Camus says is that we should find happiness within pushing the boulder. We should become the task. We should take it on, and we should face against the absurd with our fists swinging. He says that we don't have an answer for the meaning, and we can't make one. So instead, we should embrace the absurd. We should embrace how meaningless everything is, and we should take it to our advantage. Other people who weren't technically absurdists, sort of like Friedrich Nietzsche, he said through art, you can find liberation from the absurd. Personally, I just say do whatever works for you, because there's not one cookie cutter answer I can give you. But once you realize how meaningless everything is, that is when you can start living your life to the fullest. Because there are no restrictions, there's no anything that's chaining you down. You are Sisyphus. And I believe in all honesty, I believe you can roll that boulder up a hill for the rest of your life. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching the weird and short and probably wrong video I'm making. I am just recording this at 8 o'clock at night because I realized that I might not get anything out this month. But anyways, inbox, subscribe. Probably gonna make more videos like this. Maybe more in depth. Maybe I'll use your questions and I'll sort of apply some philosophy to it. Who knows? But if I do make more, then I hope you enjoy and I hope you stick around. Anyway, this wraps up the first episode of series. Thank you for watching.